to Cooking with the Cooks, cuisine for the quarantined. How are you doing? Are you okay? We're going to make something really nice and hearty today. We're going to make some Scotch eggs. This is the first video that's going on our dedicated Facebook group, Cooking with the Cooks. We thought we'd make one in the end, we thought we'd better. Right, ingredients. So, eggs. We're going to make 4 Scotch eggs. You're going to need 6 eggs to make 4 Scotch eggs. We'll need a little bit for something else. Some breadcrumbs, some sausage meat. Now all I've done is taken a pack of sausages, taken them out of the skins, and we're going to season those up with a bit of salt and pepper. About 100 grams per person for sausage meat. Some oil for frying them in, some cling film. That's all you'll need. Now you can bake these in the oven, but what we're going to try and do is have a runny yolk on them as well. So first of all, let's get our eggs on. So you'll need a pan. We're going to put 4 eggs in and cover it with cold water. Oh, you also need some ice as well, because we're going to bob these in a bit of an ice bath when they're boiled. So, just enough water to cover them. Now, listen carefully to this bit. This is how we try and get a runny yolk. So, we bring that up to the boil. As soon as it's boiling, we turn it down to a simmer. We simmer it for 3.5 minutes, and at 3.5 minutes, we take them out, crack the shells slightly, just a little bit, and plunge them into the ice cold water. So we'll get these on, I'll see you in a minute. Right, welcome back. The eggs have had, brought them up to boil. They've had 3.5 minutes simmering, and now they should be done. Now we're going to try and get, remember this will be really hot, we're going to try and get a runny yolk. If we don't, it's no biggie. What we do at this point is just crack the egg a little bit, it allows the cold water. So I've got an iced cold water. Popping them in here now stops the cooking process really, really quickly. And that's how we hopefully get our runny yolk. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. It's a bit of a gamble, to be honest with you. So we're going to let those cool down, and then we're going to peel them, come back, and we'll get making them. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've peeled the eggs. Don't worry if they don't look perfect. We're going to wrap them in lots of stuff before we eat them. Okay, for this section then, just bob your egg in some flour just to get all the moisture off. Coat it in a little bit of flour before we start. And then I've sectioned the sausage meat up into about 100 gram balls. So we're going to use those, and I'll just do one and then I'll do the rest. So with your ball, pop it in some cling film, pull the cling film over the top, and then sort of spread it out and roll it out. You're looking for sort of an oval shape or a circular shape, around about enough to cover the egg. So around about a centimetre thick, and about 10 centimetres in diameter, something like that. Don't worry if it's not enough. Then we roll it back, we pop our egg on, see if it'll fit. Then we use some wet hands to work this sausage meat around the egg. So it's quite a simple process. Get it wrapped up like that, squeeze in the edges, wrap it round, make sure there's no gaps. Use that for our next one. After we've done that, so squeeze in the edges so your egg's fully encased. Look at that. So there's the beginning of our Scotch egg. So we're going to pane it. We're going to pane again. This should be called paneing with the cooks, not cooking with the cooks. We tend to do it a lot. So pane, we need flour, eggs and breadcrumbs. Now with the sausage meat, you could also add things like, I don't know, chili powder, curry powder, anything you want to that sausage meat. I'm keeping it nice and plain because I'm going to have these for lunch. With the breadcrumbs, you can add flavourings and spices and herbs to that if you like, and you can use panko breadcrumbs. I'm sticking with just the bog standard. So, into the flour, knock off any excess flour, into the egg, make sure it's fully coated. There we go. And then into the breadcrumbs. Now this bit gets messy, so I'm just going to do it. Now if you really wanted, you could go back into the egg at this point and back into the breadcrumbs to get a thick, crunchy coat. I'm not going to bother. Reshape it like that and pop it on the plate. Now I'm going to do all 4 of those, come back when they're done, and we'll cook one off and see what it looks like. See you in a bit. Okay, so all the eggs are paned. There are Scotch eggs. There we go. We just need to cook them. So I've got a pan of vegetable oil. You can use vegetable oil, sunflower oil. Don't use a really flavoured oil for this to cook them off. I'm just going to cook one because in the cook household on a Saturday, people are at different states going here, there and everywhere, still in bed, in the shower, all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to cook one to show you. I'm going to put them in the hot oil. You need to check it get a little bit of the breadcrumbs, throw it in. If it sizzles, it's all right. Medium-high heat, 8.5 minutes. Not 8 minutes, not 9 minutes. Try and get 8.5 minutes. So come back in 8.5 minutes and we'll see how we get on when we cut one open. See you in a bit. 8.5 minutes in. There we have it. So I'm just putting on some kitchen paper just to drain any excess oil off. Moment of truth. It's runny, it's runny. If it's not, it's not. Use a serrated knife for this, please. And let's have a look. Oh, it's soft boiled, one might say. So slightly runny. There's your Scotch egg. Okay, let's pop that on there. A little bit of salt on that egg. And there you go. So if I'm serving it just with some crisps and that chilli jam that we made a few weeks ago. Scotch eggs, everyone. How easy was that? Right, next week is Mothering Sunday. So we're going to post on Saturday and we're doing, because we can't go out to a restaurant, we're going to do a roast beef dinner. So you can prepare a roast beef dinner at home next Sunday. So we'll see you next Saturday. In the meantime, stay safe, stay home, and Soph,
keep cooking.
Keep cooking. See you next week. Bye.